payment.
The Mila payment, the Mila payment. Yavi Asham b'shtei slime, and you bring a carbon Asham, and we know an Asham is 2 slime. That says clearly by Meila that how much it should cost. And V'yomer, and he should say, Im vadei malti, if I've used something that I shouldn't have, Zumi lasi, this is my money that I'm paying for it. V'zu Ashami, and this is my Asham Meilas. Im safik malti, and if it's not, if it's doubt, and it's not true, the money should be in a dava. V'asham talei, shemimin shehum v'asham talei. It's probably supposed to say it. V'zeu Asham talei. Okay, and he brings Asham Tali. Why? Because Asham Vade and Asham Tali are the same type. Sheminshu maybe al Vade, maybe al Haida, maybe al Loy Haida. That's a quote from the pasuk. Haida. He brings the same type, so let him just say if it should be Asham Milas. If it's not, it should be Asham Tali. He doesn't have to bring 2 animals. They're both of those animals are an ayil, which is 2 years old.
Only making a challenge out of it. Is there a possibility that through Me'ila, or through using something that's kachim and having to pay Me'ila, is there an aspect of Erechin to it?
No.
They don't get mixed in together.
No, Erechin is only a person's by age. But the word Erech means that you evaluate, but the concept Erechin is only by a person with age. Amar Rabbi Akiva says, Nirin Dvarav, it must be that they weren't talking to each other because he uses a third person. Nirin Dvarav, his words are I'll accept the Me'ila Ma'uta. If he only had a small amount of Me'ila, but let's say he might have used 100 coins worth of Me'ila. Should he not bring 2 sela twice? And he shouldn't have to give the 100. So granted, Reb Tarfon, it's a good way out, but only if it's worth it. So, Maider Rabbi Akiva Reb Tarfon bin Me'ila Muta. The Gemara says it seems that Reb Akiva was Maider to Reb Tarfon if it would be worth it.
So Jewish accountants were born.
Tana Rabbanan. Start in a Bais. So we'll go through the background. We explained some of it, but we go through the background now. Bim Nefesh. It says in the pasuk V'im Nefesh. If the soul, this is talking about the Asham Tali. Right before the Asham Tali, it talks about Asham Ila. L'chayav al safik me'ila is Asham Tali divrei Rabbi Akiva. The V'im Nefesh, and if a soul, the continuation tells me that by the paragraph before, which is talking about Me'ila, this person, if he's not sure about it, he brings Asham Tali for Me'ila as well. But Chacham Paichim Chacham say no. It's like a big pause there. They don't mix the two. Let's say that the Machlekes Rabbi Akiva and Chacham is about the following way of learning things, parshias that are next to each other. Rabbi Akiva says we learn the upper one from the lower one. The lower one is Asham Tali, lower on the page, because they wrote in columns. So the one that's above so the higher one is the Asham Me'ila. So we learn that Me'ila also has an Asham Tali.
I haven't seen them. You're talking about the top of the page, below the page.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that as a phrase before.
Yeah. The Gemara uses. The Gemara uses. The problem is that it could be the column. I was always confused. The column before.
Which kind of addition
than on the bottom of the page.
Nevertheless,
if you held the scroll up like that, it would be.
The Gemara that I have is they would 5 amudim in one.
That's right.
That's what the mistake took place.
Rabbanan Sabri, the Rabbanan hold the second paragraph, the lower paragraph, that talks about Asham Tali. You don't take the Asham Tali and put it back up on the top. Wanted to teach me that there's Asham Tali by Asham Milas, so would have put Asham Tali first, and then it would apply to the next case. Amar of Papa. Rav Papa says the Kuli Alma really Lameidim Eli Mitachta, and it's not so. We can learn the uppercase from the lowercase. That sounds funny. The higher paragraph from the lower paragraph. Dim Kain, because if not, Tzafim ben Bakar leMishkachaslu. The Gemara doesn't explain here what's going on, but in Menachem or Zvachim, we learned in Masechta Zvachim. How do you know that you have to shecht Chatas and an Eily both on the north? We learned because it says by one of them Tzafin, and the other one not, and we learned the upper one from the lower one, the case before from the parsha before from that. So we have to say, based on what we learned over there, that you have to learn the paragraphs from one from another. Elahacha hainu time, rather, what is the reason here? The Rabbanan of the Rabbanan de Patri, why that you don't have to bring an Asham Tali. The Gemiri mitzvahs mechatas. Asa achas mi mitzvahs Hashem. You learn it from chatas. The Gzeir Shabbat. Mala halan davar shachiyav and also dena kars fal shegase chatas. Just like over there, it's only a chatas. If it's done b'shogeg, af kol shachiyav and also dena kars fal svekei chatas. I'm sorry. It's supposed to be val svekei Hashem Talei. If only something that's a chatas, we learn in Gzeir Shabbat that only something that would have been a chatas gets an Hashem Talei. But this is a case of a shogeg that gets a asham, a different type of asham me'ila. So because there's not an original sacrifice of a chatas, so the doubt doesn't get an asham tali. Lafuki me'ila, dein chayvan also deine kares. Oh, the emphasis here is on the zad kares. Okay. The Tanya was taught in a brayse, hizid b'me'ila, if he's a mazid, Rabbi Yomi b'miso chamayim b'azhara. So I'm sorry, Rabbi Kiva is going to use that as well, this chatas thing. But the emphasis here is not the chatas aspect. The emphasis here is the kares aspect. That asham tali is only something that's b'mezid kares, and me'ila is either b'mezid misibidei shemayim or just the lav. Rabbi Kiva says ki alfinan mitzvahs mechatas chelev. It's from chatas chelev. Lahachi yudi alfinan. We learn it from Chatas Chelev. Malahalim bekvo afkan bekvo. Lafuke oile v'yored delay. He says that that's a different Gzeir Shava. There is a Gzeir Shava there, but the Gzeir Shava is not to tell me that you don't use anything that's an asham or anything that's not kares. You learn from mitzvahs that Gzeir Shava that it needs to be a set sacrifice, but an oile v'yored, which is a sacrifice which fluctuates depending on a person's financial situation. Those are kabbanas. For example, if he swears falsely, or he swears that he doesn't know testimony, or he goes into the temple impure, it's called a carbon oil of yered. It fluctuates. So those sacrifices, there is no asham tali for. That's what Rabbi Kiva learns from. Rabbanan Sabri, en gzeir shava lemechza. Rabbanan say that you can't divide gzeir shava in half. And therefore, if you're learning from chatas, it has to be totally like chatas. And a chatas means that there's kares, there's kares.
There or not. I mean, yeah, you did it, there was a sign, and that's it.
Because we learn that just like it says the word mitzvahs here, and it says the word mitzvahs by chatas. It's like chatas is a set carbon that doesn't fluctuate. So too, the Hashem Tali shouldn't fluctuate. So it's not brought on a sin that the sacrifice would fluctuate. Michlal. The Rabbi Kiva Sava Yesh Gzeir Shava Lemechza. Sounds like Rabbi Kiva does say that there's a Gzeir Shava Lemechza, and that's a problem because we have a rule that we don't do that. Ela dekuli alma en Gzeir Shava Lemechza. Really, no one holds that you divide a Gzeir Shava in half and only learn half things. Ela hainu time the Rabbi Kiva da makra v'im nefesh. It says above vav meisav alinyan rishon. It's adding to what we said before, and also yilamid Eily mitachtan. In the English, when they teach in school, you can't start a sentence with "and." It's clearly not historical because in the Torah it's all the time. It must be a modern
there was
thing.
a reason for my background.
And God said. Okay, it's not a real. You can start a sentence with "and." You're not supposed to start a sentence in the middle of a thought. If you're giving a list of things, you don't say "and this" and then period and. But so in the children in school they taught that because for the children would do that. It doesn't. Okay. So v'yalamid Eily mitachta. And then we can learn the upper one from the lower one because there's a vav that's adding on. It's saying that this is also applies. Rabbanan sabri tachten hu degamar mi'elyon. Rabbanan say no. We're learning it the other way. We're learning there's one law that it says by Me'ila that it doesn't say by Yasham Tali. And that is the price of the sacrifice. Rabbanan say we're learning the price from the upper one to the tachtan. La'asham bekesef shkalim. That an asham is 2 silver coins, more than a chatas. A chatas is only a basdanka, which I think means a ma. Much cheaper. A chatas is much cheaper than a asham. Let's Rashi skips. Rashi doesn't have this following thing from Rabbi Akiva. You notice Rabbi Akiva right there. Go down till the next Rabbi Akiva at the end of the line. It's 2 lines down. Rabbi Akiva, Asham B'Kesef Shkalim. Where does he know that from? Because he's learning. The Vav is telling me that there's an Asham Tali for Me'ila. How does he know the price of an Asham Tali? So it says Nafkali Mizais Teres Asham. We have a rule. This is the rule of the Asham, and that tells me Tayrachas L'Chal Hashamas is one halacha for all Asham. They're all the same price. He doesn't need the Vav to tell me the price of the Asham. Tayrachas L'Chal Hashamas L'Asham the B'Kesef Shkalim. For Rabbanan. So why did the Rabbanan use the Vav to tell me the price of the Asham Tali? It says Afagav D'Ksiv Zayis Teres Asham. Even though it says that Itzrich L'Michtav V'Im Nefesh, it still needs to say that Vav Ma'asav Alin Rishon Ve'Lamed Alin Mitachtin. Still needs to say that I learn one from the other. If it would just say Zayis Teres Asham, this is the rule of the Asham to tell me one price. Havamina Terach Skala Shamais. I would have thought that there's one law for all Ashamais, but Hanimili Bishar Ashamais Vadayan, that's only by definite Asham. Aval Asham Talai, but an Asham Tali, which is an Asham that's brought if someone does commits this, if someone isn't sure if he committed a sin. Given the Al-Safik Chaylev Kasi, since it comes for a Safik if he ate Chaylev. That's one of the cases. There's 2 pieces of meat. He doesn't know which one he ate.
What happens when Mashiach comes?
So Yom Kippur,
Just give a chatas,
if it's not sure, for Asham Tali Yom Kippur works. But for a chatas, we would have to bring
everything we did. Because I want to
get
things going so we can clean it up. Looking to clean out.
The Safek Chaylev Kasi.
The L winds are blowing.
Ema lo yehei sveike chamer mi vadai. It doesn't sound like El. It sounds like some business. Yeah. Lo yehei sveike chamer mi vadai. So the doubt shouldn't be stricter than the definite, because ma vadai chatas basdanka. If he would have committed the sin, how much would he have to spend? Just the basdanka. Danka is a ma, it's a much smaller coin, a sixth. A sixth of a dinar.
Is it damka?
Danka just means a sixth. Yeah. Yeah, this is a ma. A ma is 6 ma and a dinar. So he would have had to bring, if he would have committed the sin, he would have had to bring just an animal that's worth a ma. Now that he doesn't know that he did the sin, he has to bring one that's worth 24 ma. No, 48 ma.
It's funny, damka in Hebrew is checkers.
Interesting. That's interesting. It sounds it sounds like thank you.
That's
right?
Donkey.
Donkey. Yeah. French or not French. Dutch.
German.
Dutch.
Danke?
Buy a donkey.
I would have thought that the doubt should also be not more than if you did it for sure. Therefore, it says v'im nefesh vav ma'isfal inyan rishon. This is the Musar Svarim say that a person needs to do tshuva for things that he knows that he did wrong. He already feels guilty. That he has a small tshuva. But for something that he thinks that it's not an aveira, maybe I didn't do it wrong. So for that he has to pay 48 times the price, much more. I think it's 48 times, but much more because he thinks that he didn't really do the aveira. So the tshuva for that needs to be much more. That's why in Asham Tali the price is much more. Rabbi Yaina says it.
You have the Namila where he didn't do it wrong properly. He wasn't in the fagel something properly. And then it's a whole other. So Hanich Laman the Dar Zayster Asham. There was machlekes. Some people learned Zayster Asham and some people didn't learn from there. Alaman Le Dar Zayster Asham Ayek Lameimar. It's taken for granted that we've learned Zvachim Menachem, and we know all of these things. But over there was a machlekes. Some didn't learn Zayster Hashem. So how does he know the price? Yalef be'erkecha miyashem me'ila. He learns from erkecha, but it says by Yashem me'ila, Gzer Shava. Hashem shivcha charufa.
The loikasa by berkecha. What about asham shifcha charufa, which is another type of asham? Over there it doesn't say the word erkecha. Yalfinan ba'ayel ayel. You learn it from ayel. Let's just finish till the Mishnah. Meider Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva would agree that you don't have to bring twice. If the two asham, if you can make that condition. Say, here's the money that I might have used, and this is my asham. If I definitely need to bring it, it's asham mi'ilis, and if I don't need to bring it, it's asham tali. The im safik, Maika Amar. What does he say? It said over here that the im safik malti, then hamayis nedava. What is it saying? So Amar Rava says Tani. Im besveika yomed liyolam. If he's never going to find out, then Yehayashim Tali Shamimin Yehayashim Tali. He's never going to clarify what the Avera was, then it should be an Asham Tali. Shamin Shehevi Alahida, maybe Al Shlayhida. Saif Kimisyadale. But when he does find out, Boila Suyashim Vadai, he's going to have to bring an Asham Vadai. Why? He's saying over here that he's.
Because you can't go and check out which piece.
Because we're saying over here that by a chatas, you need to know that you did the sin. We're assuming over here that the same thing would apply to an asham. He really doesn't know that he did the sin. Saif, when he's going to find out, he should have to bring a new asham saying that I committed it. I committed the sin.
The other was nadava,
and the other one was possibly asham tali. So Amarava midivri shem nilmad asham vadei lebayidiyah lechatchila. Obviously, both Rabbi Kiva and Rabbi Tarfon hold that by a chatas you have to know you did the sin in order to bring the chatas, but by asham you don't need to know you did the sin, and that's why you can bring either an asham tali or an asham meila at the same time, and when you find out later that the asham meila works.
okay.